This farm near the New South Wales city of Wagga Wagga is a long way from war-torn Ukraine.
These varieties here, they're all spring canola, and in Australia we mostly grow spring canola.
But it's familiar territory for Maryna and Svitlana Omelchuk.
Big surprise for me that we have a lot of in common things in agriculture in Ukraine and in Australia. It's really was like, Australia was something very fine, different from us, and when we are here we look and wow, we have the same thing. So we are very interested in
Maryna and Svitlana research canola at the Ukrainian Scientific Institute of Plant Breeding in Kyiv.
For both countries, it's an important export crop, and for the globe, countries like Australia and Ukraine that basically provide the world trade of that commodity, what happens in those countries, in both of our countries, is important to world trade.
And it's what's happening in Ukraine right now that has brought these young scientists to Australia. When war broke out, the US-based Breakthrough Prize Foundation teamed up with the Australian Academy of Science to ensure Ukrainian researchers could continue their work.
Ukraine is actually a powerhouse, particularly in genetics and in plant science, so it's important for us to keep those links open. But whatever helps Ukraine also helps Australian science and international science.
Like everything, the work of scientists has been seriously interrupted by the conflict.
It impacted all spheres of our life, not only science, because you always are under stress, you're always worried about safety of yourself, of your family, your friends, and it's hard to plan your experiments and projects when you think just how to survive.
Але життя змінилося, але ми якось продовжуємо працювати. Дуже вдячні всім, хто нас підтримує, всім країнам, також Австралії, які надають допомогу.
One of their hosts in Australia was CSIRO agricultural scientist and fellow of the Australian Academy of Science, Dr. John Kierkegaard.
They told me sometimes they're travelling along roads which have mines. It takes them hours, 10 or more hours to travel safely to see some of their field experiments. Quite challenging, and I found them remarkable, but in their pragmatism and determination to sort of keep the work going.
Dr. Kierkegaard had hoped other Ukrainian scientists would join the Australian trip, but fighting-aged men have been barred from leaving Ukraine. Australia has made sure they still have support, including remote access to scientific infrastructure, including supercomputers, microscopes and telescopes.
Science and technology has clearly underpinned the growth of canola as a crop in both countries. The only way to sort of stay ahead of that game is that scientists around the world collaborate, share ideas, share information, and that's what conferences like this and exchanges like this can really promote.
Ukraine knows science will play a major role in rebuilding the country after the war.
And it's all about the human capital. We can rebuild buildings, right? It's not a problem, but we need to keep our human capital. It's our competitive advantage, the talent that we have. And we need to nurture the talent. We need to help the talent to grow, develop, and become better. And I think this will be of huge contribution to Ukraine's reconstruction eventually.
The support of Australia and Australian people are really important for us and for Ukraine now, because I know it's important to feel that we are not alone in this need. And we really appreciate all that you do for us.